E-content on the topic Environmental Chemistry of Biosphere. Environmental chemistry. Environmental chemistry is the study of chemical and biochemical processes as occurring in nature, the study of reactions, sources, transport, and effects, along with the fates of all the chemical species present in the soil, water, and air environments, and also the effects of technology thereon. Biosphere. Biosphere is a relatively thin life-supporting stratum of Earth's surface, extending from a few kilometers into the atmosphere to the deep-sea vents of the ocean. Characters of biosphere. The biosphere is the world's ecological system as a whole. The biosphere is a global ecosystem composed of living organisms, biota, and the abiotic, non-living, factors. It consists of several ecosystems, communities, population and organisms. The lithosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere are three components of the biosphere. Lithosphere. The lithosphere is the solid, outer part of Earth. The lithosphere includes the brittle upper portion of the mantle and the crust, the outermost layers of Earth's structure. It is bounded by the atmosphere above and the asthenosphere below. Chemical composition of lithosphere: oxygen 48.6%, silicon 27.72%, aluminium 8.13%, iron 5%, calcium 3.63%, sodium 2.83%, potassium 2.59%, magnesium 2.09%. Characters of lithosphere. Lithosphere thickness can vary from place to place. This is because some parts of the lithosphere are very thin, like the part of the lithosphere under the ocean, and some parts of it are very thick, like those parts that make up mountains. The average crustal thickness of oceanic crust is 6 to 7 kilometers, excluding the 4 to 5 kilometers of water, and the average thickness of continental crust is about 40 kilometers. Although the rocks of the lithosphere are still considered elastic, they are not viscous. The asthenosphere is viscous. There are two types of lithosphere: oceanic lithosphere and continental lithosphere. Oceanic lithosphere is associated with oceanic crust, and is slightly denser than continental lithosphere. The most well-known feature associated with Earth's lithosphere is tectonic activity. Tectonic activity describes the interaction of the huge slabs of lithosphere called tectonic plates. North American, Caribbean, South American, Scotia, Antarctic, Eurasian, Arabian, African, Indian, Philippine, Australian, Pacific, Juan de Fuca, Cocos, and Nazca are the tectonic plates. Characters of lithosphere. Lithosphere thickness can vary from place to place. This is because some parts of the lithosphere are very thin, like the part of the lithosphere under the ocean, and some parts of it are very thick, like those parts that make up mountains. The average crustal thickness of oceanic crust is 6 to 7 kilometers, excluding the 4 to 5 kilometers of water, and the average thickness of continental crust is about 40 kilometers. Although the rocks of the lithosphere are still considered elastic, they are not viscous. The asthenosphere is viscous. Hydrosphere. A hydrosphere is the total amount of water on a planet. The hydrosphere includes water that is on the surface of the planet, underground, and in the air. Chemical composition of hydrosphere. A water molecule has 3 atoms, 2 hydrogen H atoms and 1 oxygen O atom. That's why water is sometimes referred to as H2O. Hydrosphere also contains chlorine, sodium, magnesium, sulfur, calcium, organic substance, gases, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, methane, all elements in small quantities. Characters of hydrosphere. A planet's hydrosphere can be liquid, vapor, or ice. On Earth, liquid water exists on the surface in the form of oceans, lakes, and rivers. It also exists below ground, as groundwater, in wells and aquifers. Water vapor is most visible as clouds and fog. The frozen part of Earth's hydrosphere is made of ice, glaciers, ice caps, and icebergs. The frozen part of the hydrosphere has its own name, the cryosphere. Water moves through the hydrosphere in a cycle. Water collects in clouds, then falls to Earth in the form of rain or snow. This water collects in rivers, lakes and oceans. Then it evaporates into the atmosphere to start the cycle all over again. This is called the water cycle. Distribution of Earth's water. Earth's oceans contain 97% of the planet's water, so just 3% is fresh water, water with low concentrations of salts. Most fresh water is trapped as ice in the vast glaciers and ice sheets. Atmosphere. An atmosphere is made of the layers of gases surrounding a planet or other celestial body. Chemical composition of atmosphere: 78.08% nitrogen, 20.95% oxygen, 0.93% argon, 0.04% carbon dioxide, and small amounts of other gases, variable amount of water vapor on average around 1% at sea level, and 0.4% over the entire atmosphere. Characters of atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere is divided into 4 layers or spheres. Each layer is characterized by a different gradient of the temperature. Troposphere. The troposphere, between 0 and about 15 kilometers, contains approximately 85 to 90% of the mass of the Earth's atmosphere. It is characterized by decreasing temperature with increasing altitude. Weather occurs in the Earth's troposphere. Stratosphere. The stratosphere, between approximately 15 and 50 kilometers, the temperature rises as a function of increasing height. This warming is the result of the direct absorption of solar radiation by the ozone layer, thereby preventing a large part of harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun to reach the Earth's surface. Mesosphere. The mesosphere is the next layer of the atmosphere, from 50 to 90 kilometers, characterized by temperatures that decrease the further up one goes to an average of -90 degrees C. A lot of meteors burn up in this layer while entering the Earth's atmosphere. Thermosphere. Temperatures increases steadily with altitude. It is the layer of the atmosphere which is first exposed to the sun's radiation. The thermosphere also includes the ionosphere, a region of the atmosphere that is filled with charged particles, where especially the auroras occur. Exosphere. The upper limit of Earth's atmosphere is the exosphere, where the atmosphere merges into space. The biosphere is a narrow zone on the surface of the Earth where soil, water, and air combine to sustain life. Life can only occur in this zone. Interaction of lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. Chemical weathering. Dissolution, the simplest of all the weathering processes, usually results in ionic species, some of which may react with water to yield acidic or alkaline solutions. Oxidation of iron. Compounds of Fe(2), for example, will always tend to oxidize to Fe(3) in the presence of air. Non-biological nitrogen fixation. Non-biological nitrogen fixation is obtained by lightning converting nitrogen and oxygen into nitrogen oxides. Nitrogen oxides may react with water to create nitrous acid or nitric acid, which goes down into the soil, where it makes nitrate, which growing plants can easily use. Hard rocks of the lithosphere may be ground down to powder by the powerful movement of a glacier. Weathering and erosion caused by wind or rain may also wear down rocks in the lithosphere. The lithosphere also interacts with the atmosphere, hydrosphere, and cryosphere to influence temperature. The mountain range of the lithosphere is interacting with the lower air pressure of the atmosphere and the snowy precipitation of the hydrosphere to create a cool or even icy climate zone.